to ship this entire match on. But more importantly, if you're Vitality, this is a big matchup, let alone a big statement from them. We know they start slow, but my God, you're going to be going through the lower bracket if you're not careful. And for Liquid, you know, you're trying to retain your spot at #1 in the groups. What a way to do it than taking down the second best team in Europe.
Yeah, Alpha. Yeah, and I think that's still arguable. I think it depends on, online. I think 100% BDS is the best, but I think Vitality on land, man, I don't know. I think on land Vitality might take them. I think Vitality takes BDS on land.
I'm gonna take you in hand-to-hand combat for that comment.
I don't know. I think they can. So that's not the game on the screen now, but now that I've upset you, I'm gonna move on so that you can't have that conversation anymore. Ronicky gonna throw one downfield. K-Dop picks that up. Fairy Peak will be able to recover as K-Dop gets launched to Narnia, thrown off the backside of the pitch there, but he will be able to fall back into rotation. And a lot more of a battle here in midfield. 50's going both ways, so nobody able to really get shots on net yet. But possession time currently, I'd say probably in favor of Vitality, just ever so slightly.
And the scariest part is that shot is going to go off the backboard, and that's the first goal for Team Liquid. An easy read and set up perfectly. Ronicky with the 50 win. Fruity puts it on a dime. And the scariest part about that transition was how far up Fairy Peak was pushed. Usually you see him as the third man rotating into the play.
Yeah.
He was very far upfield, but Team Liquid on a great counterattack, able to find the first goal in game one.
Yeah, great follow through there from Speed as well, to just trust that one's going to come off the backboard. Had a great read all the way through, committed from the mid, sent it all of his boost, knew that he had the beat, made the play. Speed again, shot on target, gets two to jump. Ronicky now just going to try and put a shot on target. He was looking to put that just under the bar, couldn't. Off the save though, he'll be able to pick that up. A second goal for Speed.
We're seeing that kind of defensive mistake, that double commit Vitality that we're used to in the early starts of tournaments. Just an unnecessary double commit in the front of the box. They don't get it cleared. And if you're Team Liquid, you take those. You take every opportunity you're given, and you jump ahead on a lead and stay on it. Right now, Vitality desperately looking just for some midfield control, as they have lost possession into the corner a couple of times, but that's just been thanks to how Liquid have played this, winning those challenges in the air and keeping the ball out of reach. Alpha off the sidewall. Fairy Peak is rotating in, but the demo to take out K-Dop opens up the back line, and that's Ronicky extending. Ronicky for the second touch. There's the pinch. K-Dop with a flip out, and Fruity keeping it up. Bump of the goal line, and Fruity is down. That one rolls in, and Fruity gets the third goal.
And you can see Speed committed again, wanted, ends up getting a bump on Fairy Peak, gets a secondary bump on him. A little bit of a touch there on K-Dop when he got the first bump on Fairy Peak, just causes chaos on the line, and Alpha panic flips at the last second, can't make the touch, and that one just rolls in. Team Liquid just running away with this one. A lot of double commit mistakes occurring on the backside of Vitality. I think that's probably the fourth time that we've seen a double commit on the line or in the box from them so far in the opening 2 minutes.
There's another shot by Ronicky, a little bit off target, but the pass is there. And finally, they get a decent clear. And I say that, never mind, it goes right back into the orange half. Vitality still just looking for possession. Where will it come through? Another double commit leaves way to an open corner and plenty of resources for Speed. He grabs a full tank, and Fruity wins the challenge, and that ball hangs precariously before K-Dop finally gets the hood of his car on the front. Ronicky keeps it up, extending down, won't win the connection, but does enough to burn about 30 seconds off the clock. And again, midfield control for Team Liquid, but it's all of just Vitality playing good defense for this last 30 or so seconds that has kept them with just a 3-goal deficit.
Let me say just 3-goal deficit. That's a pretty big deficit at the moment. They're going to need to get something done. Ronicky can't get that touch. Able to get the recovery, though. Able to get up early. Saves that second flip. Gets the challenge. Wins it. Gets the save on the secondary shot. You know, I was saying the Vitality could... I think Vitality could take BDS on land. This Vitality cannot. Too many double commit issues at the moment. They'll have to clean those up. K-Dop going to win a 50 in the mid. That one now lost by Fruity. Should have an open net. Pass across. Ronicky with the follow. Doesn't even need to touch it. Fruity gets the finish. 4-0 now going the way of Team Liquid as they continue to just punish Vitality.
It has not stopped off the opening kickoff. We've seen Vitality with possession maybe twice. They've gone down the length of the field maybe 3 times. They've controlled the ball and been able to find each other maybe once. It just has not been there. And off the kickoff again, you give away possession. Speed able to take it out off the demo. Leaves way to Fruity. Fruity carrying it under. No flip reset. And the clear out. You have a minute 17. Is it possible? Sure. Oh. What a pinch down. But at this moment, I think game 1 might be all done and dusted as Team Liquid have jumped out to a hot 4-0, and they're about to go up 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, Ronicky touch. Fruity, he's going to try and get up high. Can't get back to the ball, though. He wanted to soft touch that one down for Ronicky. Basically do that same thing they had just gone for. Nice shot. Sends it wide. Speed just inside that right post. Causes the defender to stretch to an area he just cannot get to. What a touch here. Slots it perfectly to where Fairy Peak can't commit either. Maybe that's the time where you do double on that one. Somebody needed to. 5-0. Team Liquid just destroying Vitality at the moment.
50% from the field. 3 goals on 6 shots for Speed. I mean, you talk about Ronicky being the factor, kind of the catalyst for this roster. If Speed's shooting like that, you might not need said catalyst. 45 seconds to go. And the 2 things that worry me, I know it's a game 1 win at this moment for Team Liquid, but this is what scares me. Number 1, game 1 of Rocket League very rarely tells the story of a series, as K-Dot will finally find the first goal for Vitality in this matchup. And more importantly, we know Vitality starts slow, often, constantly. Like, it's going to turn around at some point. If you're Liquid, you have to jump on them early like you did in game 1. You got to go into game 2 and do the exact same thing.
Yeah, expect Vitality to make some changes here as they come into game 2. Again, they're a top-tier team. They're a team that's going to make the adjustments on the fly that they need to do. Right now, a lot of it is just coming down to kind of some missed touches and some double commits. You clean up the double commits, your rotation gets cleaner. You can speed up at that point. And really, the change is just there defensively. If you can get your defensive rotation down, will fix things for you and give you more opportunities offensively. Alpha going to try and get that one done against Ronicky. Time just ticking down now. And we'll have to see if Vitality is able to make the changes in game 2 that are necessary to get them into the series. They cannot let Team Liquid have another runaway performance like that.
Well, it just comes down to kind of winning the war of attrition at midfield. You barely got there if you're Vitality. Yeah. And if you had said Liquid won game 1, I'd be like, okay, don't see how that can't happen. Had they won game 1 5-1, I would have been like, are we sure about that? Because that was a very brutal defensive showing from Vitality. You've nailed it on the head. Kind of limit those double commits and those mistakes, and the rest of the game opens up the ability to counterattack successfully, to transition, to rotate, to get presence at midfield, to connect on passes, to speed up your game. Something Vitality will certainly be able to do going into the rest of the series. But for Liquid, a very impressive first showing in the start of this 5-game series, and a great showing from Speed. 3 goals on 6 shots. I mean, honestly, what more do you want out of a secondary striker on this Team Liquid roster?
4 goals.
Why do you always have to one-up me, man? You just can't let me have something. Nothing.
Big bump on Fruity there from Speed. Almost works out and gives Fruity a chance at the ball. Going to cause a bit of an odd rotation to kick things off here for Liquid, and Fruity able to stomp that one out in the corner. So that's a scary spot. A lot of times we see teams start getting into defensive spot where you're actually sitting on that corner piece. Chance for the ball to get pinched off of you and into your own net. Things you got to worry about. Fruity against Fairy Peak won't be able to get the ball, but is able to get Peak. Gets a secondary. He goes out as well. That'll send him back to the third man position, which is basically where he's trying to get to anyway, so he'll take that trade out. A lot of awkward touches here to the sidewall where Team Liquid continues to win those. They did that in the last game too, where it'd kind of be an odd touch, go up, chase it up the sidewall, and then send it out into the mid. Speed able to barely save that one, has to make use of the crossbar to get it done. Fruity through the corner, demo on Alpha, looks forward on Fairy Peak, at least in the way. In comes Ronicky to finish.
And this is such a great counterattack by Fruity. I mean, just even keeping your body in front of the ball. Worst case scenario, it gets jet to the ceiling. Ronicky getting the call up. And so many times we gauge Vitality's first start of a series by how quickly you see Alpha 54 rotating on the field, how confident he is running point. So far, a little bit better in game 2, but again, we haven't really seen the offense from Vitality yet. We've gone through about 7 minutes of Rocket League, and we have yet to really see this offense open up. Here comes Alpha for a follow-up. and the save by Liquid leads way to an open field in front. It's Fairy Peak going to save it to the corner, and a block.
Good 50.
That leads to a 50. K-Dot loses possession, and Fruity will grab it away before Alpha comes through the back line, and the demo by K-Dot. Alpha off the ceiling. Does he have the second touch there? It won't be there, and now we rotate back in on the play.
I like seeing that, though. Alpha getting up, trying to create opportunities. It's something that he does really well. It's something that we've watched him do. We know he can do it time and time. And oh my, wow. Ronicky on the cross body off this pass coming in from Speed. Here on the left, send it to the right. Ronicky with full speed comes in and just clangs that one in. 2-0 now, Team Liquid, as they continue to work this Vitality defense.
And again, hopping up to a hot lead, and that's how you beat Vitality. You continue to put points on the board, make their job that much more difficult. Here's the pass by Alpha, and a great save at the top of the bar, and Fruity is there for the challenge. The 50 goes for Liquid, and the clear goes for the boys in blue. They now fly down the length of the field. Alpha with the clear off the backboard, but everyone crossing into each other's pass. That ball remains neutral at midfield. Alpha going to maintain possession. Flip under one. Speed able to get his body in front and clear away for Ronicky off the back wall. He comes out of net, but Fairy Peak takes it away. The pass from Alpha and the shot from Alpha. It's a wonderful response from Vitality.
Great shot here from Alpha. The placement of this shot. Good follow from Fairy Peak up. Alpha's up extremely early, able to get up above that ball, above the crossbar, place that one down right into that upper 90. That's what they need. Vitality needs some quick, fast action on the goal line to put some shots in while they're working the defense rather than getting these isolated one-on-one shots. Start making use of those passes. Speed almost gets one fed down to Ronicky. Crossbar helps out a little there. Ronicky, look at him committing for it immediately, just hunting that ball. He is thirsty for it.
On top of the quick passes, Supersonic, you also just need to continue to challenge the ball. Stay ahead of the midfield line. Keep that one up. Off the backboard, shallow waterfall down, but no one is there. You're looking for Fairy Peak to rotate in. He does so, and the floater from 14 feet out. Absolutely wide open net, and it's a tie game.
Able to make that touch. What a read there from him to get his nose out in front of that, twist that car, offset that speed, and just float it back. Defense unable to get there, so tie game now. Vitality finding a little bit of action here in this second half. Making the necessary adjustments. Speed gonna try and read this one out, get it around Alpha, drops it onto his hood instead. Oh, great little pickup there from Speed to come off the sidewall, sends one down, but Alpha will be there. Just buys time for the team. Ronicky missed the midfield boost, goes for the ball. He'll have to try and get out. No, decides to stay in. Almost touches it in, off the post and out.
Vitality are the masters at speeding up and slowing down their shots on the net, and those little fadeaway touches, they can really just burn the defense. And now if you're Liquid, you're trying to both respond and regain your bearings on this field, because it has been all of Vitality on offense. They have started to open up, and it seems like the nerves might be there. A little bit off target for Ronicky and a couple of shots. Speed unsure of how he wants to play on the ground, but Alpha 54 off the sidewall will get it taken away. No chance on the ball. Fruity keeping it up. Where's the pass down? Ronicky's there. Slow roller, but easily taken away by Fairy Peak, who again will come out through the side and keep the ball up. So Vitality maintain possession, and they maintain this tie game.
Yeah, Ronicky's been interesting to watch. He is so ready to commit forward for his teammates time and time again. Shot from K-Dop as he commits in for the pass off Fairy Peak. Alpha off the ceiling. Ronicky with the read, and they have a press. 2v1. Speed and Ronicky both up. Fairy Peak reads the right one and makes the save.
And that's a play where you got to commit in if you're Team Liquid and punch that ball down right over Fairy Peak. Letting it hang for too long, he's going to read that, and he will get the save. Full tank of boost for Speed. Now in the offensive third, rotating out for a pass. Ronicky bringing it down to the earth. We go down with him, but Alpha, again, will win the challenge and escapes with his life. Ball kept up. Fairy Peak wanted the touch, but Team Liquid wanted the save even more. They get their wish with 25 seconds to go. We sit all tied up at 2-2. This is game 2 if you're just joining us. First game went to Team Liquid. It was not close, but Vitality have responded, and the save from K-Dot can't connect. Ronicky with enough power to make it 3-2 Team Liquid.
That one hurts. That one hurts bad for K-Dop. Last second, Ronicky just puts everything he has into that. Able to get the read and make the touch, but not enough to slow the ball's forward progression down, and it is going to sneak in. 15 seconds left. Vitality, that's a rough one to take. Shot backward. That one's going to be off the crossbar and out, though. Almost an own goal. Scary situation. Fairy Peak tries to come off the back wall to make a shot. Nothing there. Alpha needs a follow through. Ronicky just going to go ahead and ground that one out. Team Liquid take down their second game of the series. Not as dominant as they were in game one, though, so maybe a little bit of worry if Vitality continues on this trend. Could take game 3 and set up a possible storyline for a reverse sweep, but they have a lot of work to do if they want to try and pull that off here. Team Liquid playing really well. Ronicky heating up, which that's the scary part. Team Liquid starting to fall into form. He was the guy that we were talking about before. It was Speed and Fruity in game 1 getting it done. Ronicky's been there every single time. Every pass comes by. He doesn't care how ugly it is. If a defender's hit it, what it is, he's making contact, and that scares me for Vitality.
Liquid fans rejoice. This team is starting to figure it out in crunch time. And at moments where it looked like Vitality were going to roar back into this series, Liquid clutched up. They said, not today, and they stole game 2 away from Vitality. The offense was clicking, and finally, the nerves settled down. Ronicky starting to catch on fire, and now he keeps the ball on the ground, but Fairy Peak will take it away. He's going to keep this one on the hood of his car, right over Speed, and the bump from Alpha leaves way to an open backline. Not a great touch from Fruity. I don't even really believe he got the touch at all, but again, Vitality have so much room to work with, and an easy read at the top of the box takes two defenders out of the play. Alpha trying to get the pinch. Fairy Peak looking for the pinch off the backboard. It all falls down to the wayside in a very awkward start to this game 3.
Interesting little pass opportunity there. K-Dop tried to pop it up and over the Fairy Peak. Alpha going to go under. Doesn't have the flip reset. Can't get to it. Tried to come down and use his flip off the ground. Fairy Peak able to try and punish Ronicky with a diving save at the goal line. Great play from him to keep that one out of the box. Fairy Peak will now have a shot. Gets the flip reset. Has the chase. Touchdown. And Fruity will pound that one down the field.
Alpha, so dangerous on the sidewall. What does he have? There's the pass. But a two-man stack, single file. It was K-Dop and Fairy Peak looking right behind one another. Recovered. And K-Dop on the challenge. Fairy Peak keeping it up. Gets bumped off, but there's Alpha burning so much boost. Has this reset to work with, but didn't have enough resources in the tank. Again, Vitality will keep this ball alive, and that really has been the sentiment of Game 3. They are down 2-0, but they're playing like it's 0-0, and they are continuing to find pressure past midfield.
K-Dop here. Good touch. Should be able to beat Fruity out. Gets it just over. And Ronicky, though, will be able to get that one as K-Dop wasn't able to get enough speed on it. Alpha from the ceiling now. Speed will have that one red. It feels like there's a little bit of a disconnect on the part of Alpha, where he's trying to go for these solo plays that we kind of know him to pull off, but it almost feels like he doesn't have control over the ball. He tends to put it just out of reach for himself to be able to get back to that touch, and I'm used to him just being on it all the time. Right there, commits all the way forward. There was no chance that he was going to get back to that ball, able to steal all the boost. But what he just did is he took the corner boost, used all the boost to get back to get the mid boost, took the boost from K-Dop, so K-Dop can't commit forward, and K-Dop now has to go all the way across. They're getting all the boost, right? They took a corner, they took a mid, they took both of theirs, both mids. They took 5 out of the 6 boosts and only spent the boost to go get the boost. Nothing occurred.
Boost
like
squared.
it's the ball is important still. You still need to make plays. You've got to utilize that boost to create opportunities. You can't just drive around picking up boost, guys.
Well, if we're going to have a silver lining here, Supersonic, which I'm just going to have to do because that's my natural habitat.
All right.
You take resources away from Liquid. I mean, not that Liquid have advanced past midfield, what seems like the entirety of this game, but you certainly just keep that variable to play. What a great read, and Ronicky off the sidewall. Free real estate in the back line. No one challenges him, and this is one of those where depth perception can be a little bit intimidating. Not sure how it's going to land, and no one can get to that ball.
Yeah, disconnect there in the back. Alpha, and I didn't see who it was in the back corner. One commits forward to go down the midfield. Other one's committed into the corner for the boost. The third man's already in midfield behind the ball, right? He's past that point, or in front of the ball from their angle. He's not going to make the play on it. Third man coming out of the box?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
I'm not going to lie,
able to save that one.
I'm not going to lie. I was just thinking, is Liquid back? And then just watch Ronicky blow past the ball and just miss it completely. So I'm going to hold on to reservations as K-Dop will find the equalizer.
Alpha here. Able to get just enough of a touch. I mean, another millisecond goes by. That's not the touch. That ball goes the other way. He's able to get it at the last second. Uses his flip to stabilize himself in the air. It makes the touch. That opens that opportunity up. Good finish. So created opportunity there. Those are the things that you need to be doing, not just stealing all the boosts. 1-1 here, minute 30 left. That's the follow through. Fairy Peak going to send that one in, and Vitality now with the lead here in game 3.
This is all K-Dop. That recovery on the wall and that second little touch off the hood, it just puts it right in the right position. That's recovery. Literally just all K-Dop. And that's how Vitality beats you. That's how they beat you in your own half. The lead now, for the first time in the entire series, Vitality have some room to work with. But what do Liquid do? Do they clutch up again like they did in the end of game number 2? That has to come through midfield control and it has to come through the challenges. A nice punch from Fairy Peak. He's going to grab that back corner boost. And now you're looking at resources and management for Vitality. They have the midfield control. They have the line locked down. K-Dop sending it back the other way. Speed rotating off the play. The call for Fruity. And he's trying to keep the ball up. But another great challenge by Vitality. And with 58 seconds to go, this should be their game to win.
Yeah, Speed going to be forced out into the midfield, which will allow K-Dop to come up. It was a good challenge from Fairy Peak, or fake challenge, to make sure that he tried to clear that one midfield. This one's still coming their way. Fruity has the touch, has the goal, ties it up. 44 seconds left. Team Liquid not out of this game 3 yet. They want to get this done in a 3-0 sweep.
Not sure how Speed even gets that much height on the touch, but what a great assist. 44 seconds to go, all tied up. Liquid fans, they're feeling your presence, but will it happen? Vitality scratching and clawing their way back into the series. Speed all the way down. You can't stop them if you tried.
Brings it out to the ceiling, comes down for it, able to get the touch last moment there and just drop it under. Everybody on Vitality already up, so miscommunication again as you have a triple commit, all jumping for the same spot. So that just opened the entire net up. He sees it, able to just send it under, and immediately Team Liquid able to take away that lead and bring it back to a lead for themselves as they send one downfield again. 20 seconds left. Vitality need this big time. Alpha, great pass from K-Dop. 1, 2, 3 down the field. Vitality tie it up.
Poor Fruity had nowhere to go. It's a 1-2 on the breakaway.
Sorry,
I mean,
1,
what
2,
do you
no
do?
3.
You literally can't do anything. You have to just sit there and wait for them to miss. It's not going to happen. 18 seconds to go. We've seen Liquid clutch up before. It seems like they're finally finding that extra spice that is making this roster so deadly. But Vitality desperately need this series. Will it come down to 10 seconds? Ronagi going to keep it to the corner. Possession still for Liquid. They go the length of the field. There's Speed. Alpha with the clear. And will he keep it up? Fruity sealing down. Ronaki coming in on the play. Fairy Peak to Alpha to K-Dop. The breakaway is there, but the ball hangs. And now we look at a dead ball to the corner. It's going to touch at some point. Fairy Peak has no boost. What do you do? And it touches right before OT.
Fruity runs out of boost. Couldn't get there. Thought he was going to be able to snake his way under it. Couldn't do it, though. Win on the 50 for Fruity. Nobody able to follow that one up. And we are in OT here at game 3. So again, slowly moving towards Vitality. This is going to be the first OT. So this is the best that they've done so far in this series. Can they convert here in this chance that they're now given in OT? Fairy Peak able to clear down. Ronaki into the mid.
It's got to go 5, Super. It has to go 5.
I would love for it to go 5. I'd love for it to go 5. Game 5 OT is kind of what I always want, right? In a series like this, you got the back and forth. Vitality starting to come alive. You know, my heart's in it for Vitality right now. I at least want the game 5. I don't care who wins at that point, but give it to us.
Well, Speed on the breakaway. A little bit in the tank. And you don't want to get beat in that lower third on defense if you are Liquid. The last thing you want is Vitality jumping the read and getting right behind the defender. A long clear, and that's kind of how this overtime might be. There's Ronaki reading on the sidewall. We've seen what he's done before. Ball hangs, but Alpha aware enough to get the body in front. The pinch isn't there, and a breakaway for K-Dop. You have to fly back if you're Liquid. No one's in net. Finally, resources are there.
No!
A little bit high on the shot. Fairy Peak, slow roller. Speed will get it to Ronaki. There's a shot, but K-Dop with the save.
Alpha just couldn't get that one down. It was the quick pass opportunity, and this is one of those moments where Vitality kind of has to play the tournament, their life's on the line, right? One life is on the line here because you end up in lower. Oh, shot just off. Crossbar saves him as Ronicky can't find home. But this is a big one for Vitality. They want this, but they have to play conservative. They can't leave an opening in the backfield. Team Liquid, on the other hand, is up in the series. They can kind of just send it. Ronicky going to bump speed off the back wall, clears him out. He's going to have to try and make the save now. Double commit. Little bit of chaos on Liquid side. K-Dop with this shot. Game 3 goes the way of Vitality. We've got a series on our hands.
You never know where they're going to strike. And Fairy Peak with the pass, it has been so routine for Vitality throughout the majority of this series, using the sidewall, whether it's Fairy Peak or Alpha, consistently looking for that center. They get it to K-Dop, and he's not going to miss that much of an open net. We go to game 4, and oh, Liquid, you had your chance to close this one out. Vitality bring it back. They scrape their way into an OT, and now the tides begin to shift. Will Liquid have enough going into game 4 to take this series 3-1? Or will Vitality send it to a game 5? Man, I hope it's game 5. But either way, if you're a Liquid fan, nervous as ever, but confident for Vitality. One play at a time, move the chains, continue to get pressure at midfield. That is how you have broken down Team Liquid on defense.
Yeah, they've been making all the necessary changes here. They're getting a ton more shots. The shots are all threatening on both sides, honestly. We're seeing it move up, where now Vitality has match-paced and outpaced Team Liquid in some areas. And it's nuts, man. Defense is having to play, offense is having to play. This is the kind of series you want. That last game was a great one. Great touch from Alpha. K-Dop can't get the touch, though, just wide off the right side.
And a little bit of an update just to let you know how this series, and more importantly what the stakes really mean. If Liquid win, they basically hold on to first place. There's really no way they're going to get knocked out. If Liquid lose, I believe they fall and they either fight for third or second. It just kind of depends on how the standings go. Either way, they're not going to get knocked out, but it is important because if Vitality lose, there's a very good chance they get knocked out or they just sit dead last in fourth place and they have to play through the lower bracket. So there's a lot on the line for Vitality, but for Liquid, this is a statement. If you can take out Vitality and do so in a 3-1 fashion, or even going to a game 5, talk about the confidence for this team.
Not even just the confidence, right? You're not just getting the confidence from the win. Ronicky gonna open this one up again. They just feed him. Feed the man the ball. He'll put it in the net. But you get the win here. You're potentially taking a life away from Vitality. You're putting them in a situation where they're having to play through lowers. That is a good thing for you in the long run. If they're in lowers and you're sitting in uppers and you don't have to play them and they get eliminated and never have to play Vitality again, that's a good setup. So there's a lot of stuff here for Team Liquid, not just the confidence, but the potential of setting themselves up with a better play for tomorrow. Miss from K-Dop. Fruity gonna delay it, slows it down. K-Dop has to come through, make up for his mistake on the other side. Shot from him. Speed can't save it. Over 1, over 2, 1-1. K-Dop making up for everything that just went wrong in that back corner for him.
This is such a brutal counterattack, Supersonic. I mean, you can't let him go free range down the field, and even the little 1-2 give and go. K-Dop again, just going to be lethal. All tied up, 3:44 to go. You can tell this one might come down to the wire. We sit at Coliseum and a win by speed, but the possession goes back to Vitality. How do they play on defense now? There's a shot, a little bit off target. Ronicky crossing in and fills his position well enough for the second goal.
How is he always there, man? He is always there. He's going to drive through the box on every single rotation, just waiting for something to come through, whether it be a bump, the ball falls to him like it does right there. He's always present.
He's different.
Yeah, just built different. They tuned that car a little different, and it just likes sitting in the opponent's box. Speed able to beat him in the 1v1. It just slots it around him. Speed beats K-Dop in a 50, gets down and just takes Fairy Peak out of the play. 3-1 now. Team Liquid, they come out strong here in the opening minute and a half.
Oh, Fairy put up a little white flag. The French are surrendering. That is not okay. 3-1 lead in Liquid. This is their game to win. If you're Vitality, you just need to slow this game down. It has gotten out of hand very quickly. And another slow roller in the front of the net. Alpha burning so much to get this ball away, but still. No! Vitality, you are crumbling before our eyes.
Vitality, what's going on? Fruity with the beat. Everybody panics. They double commit. If K-Dop doesn't jump, Fairy Peak has the clear. He jumps at it and just sends it right in net. Fruity credited with another goal. 4-1 now the way of Team Liquid. And this is just a breakdown on the side of Vitality. We just watched them work so hard to get that OT win and bring this series back. And now it's looking like the 3-1 end is inevitable.
We are witnessing a uncharacteristic breakdown from three of the best players in the world. But that is just all credit to Liquid, how they have countered Vitality's offense in this series. This is by far one of the most impressive performances these three players have had.
What is this?
And with 2 minutes to go, there's still a lot of time for Vitality, but it has to come somewhere. You need to start orchestrating some offense one by one, connect on the infield passes, and go for quick shots. You need to break up the counterattacks from Liquid. They have been eating their way through midfield uncontested for so long.
K-Dop now. He's going to try and win a 50 against Ronicky. It will go the way of Ronicky, but all the midfield presence is there from Vitality. Alpha, great second touch. Fruity and Ronicky there. Nobody up far enough to even try and make an attack. That would have been a tough one if they were. Again, they're winning midfield. It seems like midfield presence. Double commit. K-Dop from the sidewall. His ball for sure as it came his way. And Fairy Peak commits from the midfield. Ends up working out because he's able to make these touches, but again, double commit forward. You can't keep sending two like that. Another double on the ball. Fairy Peak will take control. Pops it for K-Dop. K-Dop up and over Speed. That one gonna fall down. Shot from the sidewall from Fairy Peak, and Alpha pushes all the way out, expecting that ball to bounce back out. So he's now not there as the third man to finish. They continue to double on each other over and over again rather than helping each other out.
These are the defensive wins that are the hardest in Rocket League, and Liquid are doing it. They're keeping the ball out of their net. They're keeping it out of the hands of Vitality. The pass off the ceiling, but Speed gets up and just in time, keeping alive on the play and keeping it up for Fruity. Open net. It doesn't even matter. It's a 5-1 lead for Liquid, and I think they're on the verge of giving their fans something they have not felt in 10, 15 years.
What?
Long time.
Long time?
2020 was like 6 years.
You guys are doing 15 years?
2020 was like 10 years, Supersonic.
Did they go to school for 15 years, walking 15 miles uphill in the snow both ways? What is the storyline? Where are we going?
You seen their caps? Yeah.
That's really the secret to a good Rocket League player. Solid calf muscles. Yeah. Shot.
Strong
Alpha. Ooh, just off the mark. Almost finds that lower 90. Can get the finish. Alpha going to bring this one out again. Try to throw it to the mid. Speed will have the beat. Ronicky already on the back wall looking to try and jump out. They're just messing around now. Team Liquid, they know this one's done. They know they've done the job, and they're just looking to have a little bit of fun. Ronicky with the follow. Fairy Peak denies him.
It's just end time now. This is the end game. You have battled through a series where you lead, you give up a late lead, you lose the OT. You get a very good game one, a scrappy game two win, almost close out in game three. But Vitality will certainly be sent to the lower bracket. We have to wait to see. I don't believe they will get relegated, but Liquid have done their job. They maintain their #1 spot in the top of the group. They take down Vitality. They take down the second best team in Europe. And they show that Liquid are the real deal. Liquid is here, and they're playing good.
They're playing really solid. That side, when Ronicky starts going off and starts speeding up, that is terrifying. You need to worry about that. And he started heating up over the course of that series. 3 goals at the end. Really, though, you can't get it done without Speed and Fruity, and I think Speed might be the hero there in that series for me. Ton of saves on the backside. Had some great goals in game 1. Had this beat right here against Fairy Peak, where he got that ground pinch after winning the 50, pushes it through, bumps him off. Speed was everywhere, and if he wasn't scoring, he was the one feeding the ball down to Ronicky. So just everywhere, doing everything he needed to do. Speed. We thought Ronicky was the one to watch. Speed in the end, I think, is the guy for me.
And again, I think it's important to kind of frame this in perspective of how the series went. There were moments where Vitality were playing like Vitality. They were doing what they needed to do. They were playing the style of Rocket League that they're accustomed to, but Liquid would not only match that on defense, they would then go down the field and score themselves. So this was also a series of not just Vitality playing or underperforming, but Liquid flat out won this matchup. They played better than Vitality when Vitality was playing bad, and when Vitality was playing Vitality, the way they normally play, Liquid responded beautifully. So just for, Liquid fans, I'm sure they're so happy right now, but this is impressive and important because now it shows that Liquid can clutch up in late moments. For Vitality, however, they go down the lower side of the bracket, a situation that they're kind of accustomed to recently. Accustomed, who knows? But this doesn't mean that their road ends here. We know what Vitality can do, and we know they can make runs, and they always start off slow in tournaments. It's just their thing.
This is scary though. This is not the format to start off slow in tournaments, because right now game differential puts them in 5th after that one. So they're 1 and 2. They're down. They're -4 in game differentials, and Atlantide Wave is only -1 in their 1 and 2. So they're currently sitting in 4th. Vitality has not been locked in that 5th slot yet, but they are currently sitting in it. So they need to worry. Who are they going up against next? They have Vitality versus Aether. So they need that win. They need a decisive win to start making up a bit of that differential.
And that is a series which I fully, just in terms of straight out analysis, you should fully expect them to be able to close out. But Aether are no pushovers. They took down Liquid in 5 games. So this is going to be, one of those days where we're going to keep our eyeballs glued to the screen. And again, here's the look at the group standings. I mean, BDS at 12 and 2. 4-0 in their series. What else is really new? We all know the deal with them. But the fact that Vitality is now being sent at least to the lower part of the bracket means that BDS's road to another regional championship is that much easier, Supersonic, and that's the scary thing. But your closing thoughts on this series, but more importantly, Liquid, yay or nay? Are they the real deal?
They're the real deal right now. When they're hitting, they are firing all cylinders. They played great Rocket League all the way through. Very few double commit issues. They caused a lot of them. Able to create pass opportunities time and time again because Ronicky just does not care. He will drive through traffic and hit anything in. And yeah, they've set up a storyline for themselves to possibly make a run here while also putting Vitality possibly out of the tournament in group stages on day 1, which means that we get a storyline change no matter what if that happens, because we don't have BDS versus Vitality in the finals. So storyline potentials here for the entire tournament over the weekend. Huge implications, and it's something we're just gonna have to keep an eye on.
Well, before we throw it to a break, a little bit of a quick update. BDS will play Solari for winners quarters, but the winner of this group for Group B, which at this point it's Liquid, they're going to play Dig in their first matchup, which I was just thinking that is a matchup I want to see. We're going to see it. So Dignitas versus Liquid, that's going to be a great one. But until we get to that point, we have 1 more or 2 more series coming up after this. We're going to throw it to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, RLCS X continues on the UGC stream.